Greetings to all the students. We are once again here with another biology class, and you are all welcome to my YouTube channel, in which you are getting free biology and chemistry classes. And the name of the channel is Biology and Chemistry Lessons. So, today is our biology class, and today's topic is active transport. And active transport, just like in the previous classes, we have discussed diffusion and osmosis. In diffusion and osmosis, different molecules are moving in and out of the cells, but in a particular direction. What is the particular direction? From the area of higher concentration to the area of lower concentration. So that is called a passive transport. This is a passive transport. What is the meaning of passive transport? In case of diffusion and osmosis, the particles are moving from high to low concentration and they do not require any energy. So from, you can say the particles, the crowd of the particles are just flowing from one direction to the other direction without any push, without any energy. Automatically, it is happening across the cell membrane. For example, in case of diffusion and osmosis, you can compare it with climbing down the stairs or climbing down the hill. It is comparatively easier to run down the hill, to climb down the stairs. Similarly, it is easier for the particles without needing any energy. They can move from high to low concentration the way you can climb down from high to low height without much efforts. What is active transport? Active transport is actually the movement of these selective ions, selective particles. For example, you can say salts, you can say glucose, you can say amino acids. They will move, when they will move against the concentration gradient, that is from low to high concentration, from the area where they are less, and when they will go to the area where they are more, then that is called an active transport, and it requires energy in the form of ATP, which is there in cells mitochondria. So that is called active transport. The particles are moving against the concentration gradient from low to high concentration. Few particles are actually moving and joining the crowd of the particles. And so this process requires energy. So you can see over here the example of active transport. You can see the particles are less over here. This is a low concentration area. This is the high concentration area. In the middle, this is the cell membrane. So the cell membrane, we have learned in the chapter of structure of cells. The cell membranes are actually made up of lipoprotein. We call it lipoprotein cell membrane. Lipo means lipids. Lipids means fats and proteins. So in our cell membranes, you can see these things. These are called protein carriers. These are made up of proteins, and you can say they are just like a door. The door will open, the particles will come in, the door will close. All right. So see, when the fewer particles, when they will move across the cell membrane to this side where the particles are more, this door will open, they will let the particle go out, and the door will close. But since few particles are going towards the particles where they are more, opening the door require energy. So you can see the energy is inside the cell's mitochondria in the form of ATP. So this ATP, with the help of this energy, the door will open, and then the fewer particles can pass through and join the crowd. So this is the example of active transport. So in our cell membranes, there are protein carriers. There are doors which are made up of proteins. And when these doors will open, just to let few particles go out, energy is needed. But when many particles from high to low concentration they are going, no energy is needed to open the door. For example, the example of active transport is climbing up the hill. You can see this person is climbing up the hill. Even if you climb up the stairs or hill, you need lots of energy because you're going from a low height to a high height. Similarly, when the particles are moving from the area of low concentration to the high concentration, they need lots of energy. So the cells have mitochondria. Mitochondria have energy in the form of ATP. So that energy will be utilized for transporting the particles from low to high concentration. What can be the example of active transport in our kidneys when the blood is filtered? Whatever the salts are filtered in our kidney, glucose is filtered in our kidneys, these salts and glucose will be sent back to the blood via active transport. Why? Because our blood is a mixture of salts. Our blood already contains many salts. So these few salts which kidneys have filtered, they will send these salts back to the blood from low to high concentration using active transport. So the kidney cells have got lots of mitochondria because energy is needed over here. Another example of active transport is whatever the waste product is collected in our large intestine, that is colon. From here, salts will go into the blood vessels by active transport because our blood is also a mixture of salts. So there are lots of salts in the blood. So whatever the little salts are there in this waste product, that will go from low to high concentration by active transport, and that requires energy. So there are lots of mitochondria in the cells of the large intestine so that energy can be provided. Even in plants also active transport takes place. How? Because you can see this is the plant and here are the roots of the plants. And if you enlarge the picture, the main root has got these type of the tiny fine hairs which are called root hairs. So you can see the enlarged picture of the root hairs. These are the root hairs, and inside the root hairs you can see the cytoplasm, and outside is the soil. So the soil has got the salts at low concentration, and inside the cytoplasm of the root hair, the salts are in the high concentration. So these salts will move from soil into the root hair by active transport, and the the root hair cells, they have got mitochondria so that energy can be provided to pull the salts inside the root hair cells, and this is how the plants are absorbing mineral salts from the soil by the process of active transport. That's all for today. I hope you have learned and enjoyed the chapter. Bye bye. See you in the next class.